All right, senores and senoritas, here we go into game number 1 between Lowely and Cruncher. Both these players going to be pitted on our first map, NASL Crevasse, and I'm joined alongside by my good old friend, Sean Chef Simon. Chef, how you doing, man?
Doing good, doing good. Angry at you, but doing good.
Hey, did you say angry?
Maybe.
Are you angry?
That was the word I said. At you, though. Not at anyone else. Love everyone else.
You're angry at me?
Precisely.
Oh, well, it's all right. I don't really care because you are illogical and irrational right now.
Okay. It's fine.
Go ahead. Why don't you tell everybody why you're so angry? Go ahead. Tell everybody.
They already know. They already know.
No, they don't know. They don't know.
I think we're just having balanced discussions or something.
It is balanced discussions. You are highly underbalanced. That's for sure.
We need something else to discuss. This is just bad. We need to pick something else.
Okay.
It's too angering. It's not good.
Not for me. I'm calm, cool, and collected. It must come with really good logical means.
Ignorance is bliss, they say.
I guess so.
Alright, so new topic.
Alright. Well, we do have top left hand position. Okay, what? Go ahead. If you talk about Emma Stone or Emma Watson, I'm going to kill you.
I was just going to say, do you think it's better to be offensive or defensive in ZVP? That was my whole question.
Zerg versus Protoss?
Yeah.
Or Protoss versus Zerg?
I think it's better to be the defender or the offense person. I was going to say offender, but that's not the actual.
I think it's good to play that type of style, like, it depends. On a map like Crevasse, I would say, for the most part, defense with aggression, like guerrilla warfare. Slight drops, take your macro that way. Just because I feel like you will never have a creep advantage for a very long time. So it's a lot better just to stick on creep for the most part. These are pretty open areas, so you can take advantage of that rather than trying to go into the middle of the map or even your opponent's side when you're not on creep. Your thoughts?
See? Well, in these positions, I feel like it's best if Protoss is offensive because they can actually kind of build up behind that wall and then just blink back up to it. They have blink stalkers. It's just such a nice way to be aggressive there with blink stalkers to harass a good place where usually creep won't spread up that ramp. And for the Zerg, I think it's just better to be defensive and try and live through that, and then you're fine. You should be okay.
Oh, so we both agree on the same thing.
It's first.
All right. Chad, are you really going to be bitter like this? You really going to be bitter like this?
No, it's okay.
You need to relax and just realize that you have no idea how to stop a zombie apocalypse. Thank you very much.
Okay. It's okay when this is streamed live and we're both watching it and seeing what public opinion is. I'm pretty sure most people are going to be like, Gretorp's an idiot.
No. Okay. Look it. Okay. I'm gonna make sure that everybody understands what my argument is. Okay. The probability that an island is uninhabited and at the same time sustainable for life to exist is very low. So the probability that you even find an island, let alone find one that is like those conditions, is extremely low. Probably less than a percentage. So you're going to go to an island that basically either has people on it who are islands, you're going to be stuck with island zombies, or you're going to have nobody on it, meaning you cannot procreate, meaning also you have no ability to actually live off the land. You're going to die anyway. Rather, my way, you at least have a fighting chance. You fight the zombies, you start to, create your own society again, and you have all the infrastructure there already.
Pretty sure you're missing the point that all islands are self-sustaining because they're surrounded by water, which thus has fish. So I can easily just live off of fish and just have a nice time, relaxing peacefully, away from getting eaten.
You're assuming that the fish don't get zombie corrupted as well.
They won't.
So yeah, I think that's silly.
Fish can't become zombies. It's like statistical. They don't feel pain.
Ignorance is bliss, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, I guess.
Agree to disagree, Chef.
Yep, let's talk about the game. That's what people are here for.
Yep, I guess. 2 zealots are going to start engaging. What do you think about this little aggression here?
I think the zealots are going to die.
Yeah, me too. Metabolic boost is just finished, so it gives power to those zerglings. The zealots have to go to a corner really quickly and group up, but they're not doing that. Cruncher is going to lose probably both of these very fast.
Yep, he just wants to get kills on zerglings. He's only actually managed to kill 1, or no.
2.
Yep, 2 zerglings. It's not really good trade for 2 zealots.
No.
By any means.
Definitely not. Of course, what he was trying to do is just bait a little bit more units than that. Make sure that, you know, Lowely isn't just being super greedy and get only drones, but to be honest, it's at the point where Zerg play is so refined these days that doing that is just, the equity is bad on that, in my opinion. You just don't, for the most part, get, you know, that good of reactions from Zergs these days.
Yep, and the nice thing about Lowly taking his expansion as third base is that even with those 2 Zealot scouts, Cruncher doesn't know if he's taken his third already. So he has to kind of be worried about, like, what if Lowly does have his third base already? What if Lowly is just massing up drones? There's really no way that Cruncher can defend it, and Cruncher isn't getting either Hallucination or a Robo-Bay early enough that he can check out what it is. So this is going to be an all-in. I'm almost sure of it because he doesn't have any clue what Lowly is doing, and there is a good chance that Lowly takes his third. It's actually the most common build for Zerg to do on this map.
Well,
he isn't.
One thing I do want to really quickly mention, Lowly is known in his PVs or his ZVPs for going this double upgrade evolution chamber and going the infestors and basically getting that Zerg infestor mix extremely early. Now, Cruncher, on the other hand, he's known for doing very fast Warp Prism play and following that up with Blink Stalker, that kind of stuff, and eventually going to Colossus as soon as he knows what's going on. But I'm expecting a Warp Prism to be one of the first units that come out of this robotics facility. Well, right now is an observer. But I would expect a Warp Prism to come out pretty soon. And what he'll do is drop down like 4 sentries on that top cliff, and he'll just sentry off with 2 force fields and make sure that expansion absolutely dies. However, Lowly, I think, is doing the perfect counter to this entire build.
Just Ling Bane Ling.
Exactly, man. That's all you need. That's all you need.
It definitely appears like Cruncher is just doing some sort of, yeah, just like you said, Warp Prism. That was a nice call.
Thanks, man.
I wasn't expecting it.
I research a little bit. You know, I do what I do.
Yeah, Cruncher, intelligent, finding ways to, you know, travel over air onto, and then create an island of that hatchery by force fielding it off, preventing the Zerg from being able to get in. It's a good idea. It's pretty smart. Glad you agreed that that's a smart idea.
Yeah, but the big thing is that infestors, they can just poop out those infested Terran and give a little bit of space so that the sentries can have that very, very important place where they can force field off this ramp. We'll see how Cruncher is able to really materialize his positioning advantage, I would say. That's where I would really give him the advantage. And even if he can get there, one notable thing is we can see Lowly between this area has no way of knowing anything's coming. He has no overlords over there. I think that's a little bit of a blunder.
Definitely, for sure. Cruncher actually throwing up 3 cannons. It's a bit defensive. Yeah. And he's just now getting his Colossus as well. And he actually didn't put the sentries in that Warp Prism, so I'm kind of confused what it's doing up there. It doesn't have DTs, doesn't have High Templar. Maybe you're going to do some sort of Colossus micro, or just warp in a few Zealots up there, but Lowly just doesn't have drones there, so I don't think it's going to be quite as effective as he expects it to be.
Yeah, definitely not. We do see that Lowly wants to push out right now, but I think that's a bad time. There is a Colossus already out, and those cannons actually represent a lot of defense because, of course, they cannot be fungled. Lowly might be, might be moving into a bad situation. There's a lot of sentries spread out. They can easily force field, and there you go.
Yep.
Looks like the Zerglings are going to try to run in, but they're doing virtually 0 damage. It looks like they were actually able to...
They did a lot of damage.
Yeah, a lot of sentry kills, which represents a little bit more. Yeah. But, in the grand scheme of things, we do have the infestors that are still alive. They have full energy, so, yeah, not a lot of damage done. I'm going to take it back.
And there's the warp in of Zealots onto the third. But the reason that was a lot of damage, in my opinion, was just... because Cruncher didn't have Zealots there. Like, if he'd had a few Zealots there, that would have done nothing.
Yeah.
Sentries would have been fine, everything would have been fine. But it's just no Zealots.
Looks like those Zealots on the top right here get cleaned up. No chance for them to really do a lot of damage. Cruncher is looking at 1-1. Lowly is looking at 1-1. Both these players looking to tech a little bit fast. Actually, excuse me.
Lowly's at 2-1.
Lowly's at 2-1. I apologize. He has a 2-1 going for the 2-2. And the Hive Tech. This is a really fast Hive Tech. Sheth, what do you think about that?
It's interesting. It's 4 hatcheries, Hive Tech early, Spire. He's actually not getting gas at his rich gas, which is definitely going to hurt him quite a bit. But once he starts doing that, it'll be good for him. Cruncher, on the other hand, just kind of sitting on 3 bases. It's pretty similar. They both just want to turtle up, but I like this for Protoss a lot more.
Yeah, I think just because this third feels really, really fast as well. Lowely wasn't really able to capitalize on, the lack of units I felt Cruncher had at that early game stage. As soon as those cannons got up, I really feel like he's able to take off from that. If he gets a huge amount of Colossus, I mean, if you get, somewhere around 7, 8, 9 Colossus, it's hard to go in and try to infest them and try to, neural parasite them. And Cruncher is approaching that. He's continuously getting more and more Colossus. And what I like about him, he's getting a Dark Shrine right now. And that has just finished. He will be able to warp in Dark Templars now. And I don't know if Lowly is all prepared for this.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. This has a lot of warp gates. He has 4 Colossus, going to be 5 Colossus.
Oh my.
And then those are the DTs.
Yep, here's the warp in right here. It will be able to kill that Infestor over here. 2 going into the main, 2 going into the natural. And also, on top of that, he's able to see that. Whoa, that's a Greater Spire that's coming up right now. Does he focus that down? He's getting a Overseer right now.
He needs to focus it down.
Yes, he does. And there he starts to do that. 1 Dark Templar is going to start working on it. It looks like it will not go down. There's that fungal.
1 DT in the third, though.
Ooh, yeah.
Just poking away to Queen. A couple Queens, getting a few more kills.
Needs to get those.
Good?
No, it just needs to get those drones there. Finally, the fungal growth goes down. And it keeps on going, man. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He doesn't stop at all. Do we see any more harass? Yes, we do. A little bit more at that natural all the way on the top right. Finally, that Dark Templar is cleared up at the third. And we do see finally it's also cleared up at that natural. But here's that big push. Holy crap, Chef. Is Lowely going to be able to stop this?
No, I don't think that's a chance. Lowely only has 44 Harvesters. Cruncher just needs to keep the pressure up here. Even if Cruncher manages to throw away this whole army, which I don't think is going to happen. Although leading with those Colossus is really risky. It should be... There's 5 Neurals waiting to happen. But...
yeah. That's
just have to see.
As you said, very risky. Now finally bearing down his opponent. He just does not have a lot of stuff. No Zerglings, no Banelings. It's just not a lot of anything. Neural Parasite probably can't get over there because look at those Force Shields. Perfect Force Shields. Now finally the Fungal Growth going down. The Colossus are the ones dealing a lot of damage though. Units just streaming in 1 at a time. It's not going to be enough. The Fungal Growth is going to not be enough, excuse me. Now finally, again, as we were talking about before, the Colossus just have the same range as that Neural Parasite. They're able to really snipe in there and kill anything that takes their own units. It looks like finally, well, Cruncher, do something about it. There you go. Finally killing those Infestors off, and that's going to be it for Lowely. I don't see any way that he's going to be able to defend this. Lowely losing his third, and GG comes out. So, Sean, break it down for me a little bit. It just felt like Cruncher literally walked over his opponent. He just did a little bit of harass. Then, boom, here comes this huge army that Lowely couldn't even stop.
Yeah, it just wasn't good. The Protoss just had more economy than the Zerg, which is something you never want as a Zerg. And because of that, when the Protoss harassed a little bit, the Zerg couldn't keep up. And then when the Zerg threw away a few Zerglings and killed a few sentries, but it wasn't enough. And then the Zerg tried to go with a lot of defense from Spine Crawlers, but again, that's a horrible idea to do against Colossus. And the Protoss hit just before Broodlords would be out, further preventing any sort of damage from the Protoss. So.
Yeah, one thing that I was really confused about with Lowely's build that time around was the fact that, he went these super fast upgrades, but it doesn't do anything for him. He didn't use them. He wasn't aggressive with them. He didn't take advantage until, he actually started engagements when his opponent, Cruncher, pushed out with this mass Colossus army. And of course, the upgrades are pretty much null and void at that point. I would have loved him to actually be a little bit more active. I don't know exactly what he could have done, but he'll be a little bit more active or change up his build completely, not go such at fast upgrades if he's not going to use it. Yeah,
I agree completely. Got really fast upgrades, and the Protoss attacked with +3.
Yeah.
They've only had +2 armor. That's exactly what you don't want, because then Zealots can 2-hit Zerglings.
Exactly.
And all in all, I felt like Cruncher just played smarter, played better, and used the map much better than Lowely.
Great. We'll see what Lowely has in store for us in our next match. It's going to go to Game 2 in a little bit. Everybody, stay tuned.